Get too close, and you might get burned. Get too close, and you might get burned. Get too close, and you might get burned.
Good chance of making that deep run right now. Yesterday, I mean, the only team that remains from the 0-1 bracket is lost, right? They made it all the way into playoffs, and now if they are able to overcome BRU, then they make it into finals, and that is $30,000 in terms of prize pool, right? And who's to say they cannot make that deep run? Obviously, the bracket doesn't get any easier. On one end, you got BRU, and after that, if they do overcome BRU, it's either Falcons or WAG, who both were outstanding yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Outstanding is the word they use it. Team Falcons, it's expected because they are champions of Southeast Asia in terms of Clash Squad. WAG, again, we were expecting that they could have ended it on a high note on the Sea Spring Clash Squad, but there's potential, and this is where they're showing that potential. This is where they're popping off. But right now, we're going to see more of that later on because we are setting up for a battle between Lost and Rhythm United. And Rhythm United just ended their fight against Fluxo, but it's not such a long series. It was 2-0, and Lost right now, I guess they are all set up. They are well and rested and studied what Rhythm United did against their countrymen, I would say.
Yeah. And we say that Lost we're trying to figure out if they've learned something from yesterday, and indeed they have. If they can translate that into this match against BRU then and take them down, we dare say that Lost has a good chance of winning the whole thing. We will start with Bermuda, or go back to Classic, and then we go Kalahari, and then we end it on Nextera. The great equalizer, if we ever make it to Game 3, and Lost so far hasn't really had the need to go that far. Aside from the series that against R7, which felt like it should have been a 2-0, but Lost kind of lost control in that Game 2, and hopefully that doesn't repeat itself against BRU.
Let's see though. Let's see on who will be losing out on who at this point. We have the drafts already set, and Grim United, well, they still have that Cassie that helped them so much already. Chrono for Wasana. It's because Sane, I believe this is because Sane has been picked out first by Lost. So whatever it is, Grim United has a counter of whatever pick Lost will be doing. But in terms of I would say information, Coda and Iris for Haone Seche, as well as Nando 9 would be very crucial for them because both of them can work the long range.
Yeah. At the same time, we even saw the ban, right? This is the first time a Tatsuya was banned out, and it's banned by BRU. We all know the reason behind that. Very targeted towards Rigby, who has found major successes with that Tatsuya Rebel Rush, especially in rounds where Lost gains the momentum and they start snowballing. There really is no stopping the Tatsuya from wreaking havoc in the backline, and they don't want that. They know with the potential of that. They have had Wasana do it on an Oscar instead of a Tatsuya. So imagine if that amount of power gets granted over to Lost, who already like to play fast.
Yeah, I mean, let's not take away that skill copy that is being used by Wasana in most instances that one. So let's see if this has been taken out as well. So this doesn't give them that the visual impairment that it will offer. But we are down to Rimnam Village. Everyone needs to stick together. Nando 9 peeling away, and he might be the next target right now, or at this point. But no, there is a 2-on-4 situation. Moshi will try to go for the backstab, but Rigby goes for the first blood.
Just like that, with Wasana going down, Lost already off to a good start. Rigby making sure that is confirmed. Let's get it now inside. Don't slide Rigby half. BW looking to turn it around. It's Haone against Get High. Closer than what Lost would have wanted. Get High with the tether. The pickup on the Rigby. Haone might have just sneaked around, and the pickup works out for Lost.
Yeah, I mean, that quick pickup, well, not too quick, but the time that is given for the pickup gave them the distraction. And even if he goes down, Raoni will be able to go for the finisher. That's one round, though, on the shuriken round. Well, let's see if, or once they get all those utilities on them. So we're seeing Moshi on the Kingfisher already, and as expected, mini Uzis will be coming into play. Rigby is the only one who is getting a weapon at this point. So Lost, I'm not quite sure what the ideation is right now, but they do have, I think, a mini Uzi as well as a Deagle to play with. So they want to go for somewhat a passive-aggressive approach as well. It did work in that first round.
Right, make contact with Wasana. Plenty of fire. And somehow Wasana walked out of it. Maybe thanks to the time turner. Takes himself out with the ice grenade. Bit of a mistake that just turned fatal, and now Jonah also collapses. Lost springs into action, and they take no prisoners. Haone with the Deagle to the dome of Jonah. Get High, gets executed. And Moshi, not really much that he can do in this game, in this round. And all Lost needs is just a ball across to keep all the guns, and that's exactly what they get.
Yeah, I mean, a full squad still alive and kicking at that point. Resources will be gathered. And I'm seeing a pattern here in what Lost is doing in their approach. They just target for Wasana. Whoever is in front, I'm pretty sure they're assuming is Wasana. So they target that, hyper focus on him, and then the rest just follows through. So let's see if this will fly through, though, because that time turner did work, but doesn't have so much of support from the rest of the teams of Borayam United. So as we go in 3-1 split once again for Borayam United, connected with that Cassie, hopefully Wasana don't go too deep, because that's where he is losing fight.
Yeah. That's what we've seen from Lost again, still keeping that aggression up. Fireball too soon. Takes down to the blue wall. Bit of a damage dealt over to the side of BRU, and now it starts piling up. Get High. From the side, takes out Empty Sexy, gives himself some breathing room to navigate. Rigby will be forced back, but Nando 9, perch up top, Get High gets dropped. Nando 9 converts that into manipulation. Moshi takes out Haone.
Yeah, Rigby right now putting pressure, but that moment could have been taken by Giona to go for a knockdown. Rigby right now getting too close. Moshi on the back end, and there goes Jonah with a lot of help being done, leaving Nando 9 alone. And even without a long-range weapon, only Moshi will be able to do so. But Wasana can give that distraction, just waiting for that time turner to charge up so that he can step out, trigger the active skill, and then give Jonah, who has a Deagle in hand, or Moshi, who has a VSK, to go for the shots.
Oh, yeah. And this round pretty much done and dusted. Heroic efforts from Nando 9 earlier on, but Jonah just a bit sharper on the Deagle shot. Unless Nando 9 can pull off a miracle, this round is pretty much in the bag.
Double kill.
Moshi from behind will confirm that kill.
I can't help but laugh because the timing was pristine. It's either the three players who is behind that glue wall are Moshi. But the moment the glue wall has been triggered, he just had to jump and go for a headshot, and it's up close and personal. I mean, even the even that shot will not miss.
Still, Lost has the lead. So one around window to work with. The economy not broken, but definitely battered a little bit. See the Deagle in the hands of Nando 9. Doesn't have a helmet, so same as Empty Sexy. Working with the mini Uzi, no helmet, only a vest. They can easily get popped if they're not careful, and that's why Wasana is taking point. Ricky already forced in a rough spot. Fireball Juice who takes out the blue wall. Wasana springs into the action, easily takes down Rigby, who just does not have the weaponry to fight.
And doesn't have the weapon. That's one thing. You don't want to jump in as quickly as that. And Wasana grabs that Groza and fires back. Bring down Empty Sexy as well. Now Rigby can be picked up depending on how much defense is on him. But Wasana right now goes for the chase against Nando. And a finisher on to the other side. Moshi ends it. Now it's equalized on a 2-4-2. But Graham United is now in momentum. And we go to peak the drop spot of BRU.
Oh yeah. That is music to the ears of BRU players for sure. Especially now they have found the equalizer. I mean, the previous round, the economy pretty terrible for Lost anyways. Even with the initial engagement, didn't look too good. Let's get a bit of a pause from the side of BRU. I believe it was called by Moshi, so we will have that checked out. Make sure everything is going according to order. But for Lost, they came out strong. That's what we expected, right? They with the just a pure aggression onto BRU, but we haven't really seen what happens if it gets stuck. Can they restart that engine?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's one thing. At some point, if you lose that momentum, some teams really are thrown off guard. So if Graham United can maintain this, and we know that like Graham United might have triggered that pause, Lost would be given a chance to recover, but the same goes for BRU. They're not a team that loses momentum that quickly. And on the other hand, they're the ones that can, I would say, calm them down just to make sure they don't go too aggressive in this game. So it would be Jonah on one side of Peak, and we're expecting Peak to be a strong spot for Brave United. Have to find out Moshi be taken down with that Mag 7, and Jonah has not so much can do against three players farming him.
Very explosive start to that round. And Lost, of course, high fives all across the table, and stopping BRU in their tracks. So the question was answered. They were able to restart that aggression and making sure that they punished Wasana. We saw Wasana kind of go around the corner, and Lost was able to shut that down before more damage was done.
Yeah, let's see though if Lost can continue this trail, because I'm pretty sure with the weaponry that Nando has right now, he has his eyes locked on Moshi. But Moshi also have AWM on him, so I guess whoever moves first will be the target. Empty Sexy pulls a glue wall, but Hone Sechi is the one being targeted. So it's a long flank for Osana and Get High, but Nando and 9 is just waiting for them to show up.
Around the corner, Haone, wow! What a pre-fire on the Jonah! Did not really stand a chance in that one. You can't even get mad if you are Jonah. But if the rest of BRU, you gotta start worrying of where Lost is gonna start attacking from.
Yeah, there's little leeway, really, that Lost is given Buriram United at this point. They even kept their distance, take a part of this compound, and either way, wherever you move, you will be seen out in the open. Nando 9 keeping his eyes on Moshi, and then we have Haone on the other side as well, who's keeping tabs on those two in front of them. Osana cannot do anything, so that blue closure can trigger a retaliation. Get High can take Haone down, but no, he's not looking on this side. He's looking at the empty, Sexy, and Rigby. But finally, Mag 7 in hand, no jump happening, and Osana is just alone.
Haone able to slip through, sneak into the back lines, takes out
Double kill.
one from afar, and that's to trigger the chain reaction of Lost to just collapse onto BRU and find that around. 4-2 for Lost.
Yeah, 4-2 for Loss. And not quite sure if this is Buriram United getting a toll after the battle that they had earlier, but Loss seems like they're more composed at this point. Composed to counter any rotation that's being done by Buriram United, not even showing up. Like if a skill copy will be triggered, they will not have that much opening, or they're not giving that much opening for either Wasana or the rest of Buriram United to use. So I'm not sure what they can be done right now. Nando 9 will try to go in on overside, being hit by Moshi, but that.
I will ensure the Yagami name lives on. Resources here. Need equipment.
First blood. Double kill.
I make mistakes, but I always come back.
blood.
I make mistakes, but I always come back.
First blood. Double kill.
I make mistakes, but I always come back.
First blood. Double kill.
I make mistakes, but I always come back.
First blood.
I make mistakes, but I always come back.
Resources here.
Double kill.
make mistakes, but I always come back.
First blood. Double kill.
I make mistakes, but I always come back.